Holy cow, has it been hot. 31 consecutive days over 110 degrees. And as the saying goes, it's hot enough that you could fry an egg. But is that true? Go ahead and stay tuned and find out. Hey, Brian Thompson here, also coming with Matt Foley coming in strong thanks to Chive Teas.
Now you kids are probably asking yourselves, hey Matt, how can we get back on the right track?
Yeah, 110 degrees have been over that for 31 consecutive days. Crushed a record back in 1974, which was 14 consecutive days. So has been incredibly hot. We are in our monsoon season right now. And first of all, anything you want to know about the greater Phoenix area, where you should work, eat, play, drink, sleep, anything about that, you want to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, pound that bell, and you'll get alerted every time we put out a video. Awesome place, you know, reach out to us mornings, afternoons, evenings, weekends, we got your back. Go ahead and reach out, and either myself or Matt here will answer the phone and make sure we take great care of you. So the whole greater Phoenix area. Back to what I was saying, 31 consecutive days over 110 degrees sets a record. You expect it to be hot in Phoenix, right? But this time of year is our monsoon season. So monsoon season starts in June. And goes all the way into September. Typically and that's officially, so it's when the dew point hits over 55 for 3 consecutive days. And as you know, the dew point is what drives our humidity here. For us, it's a change in winds. So when the wind changes direction, it'll bring in that moisture and really make it hot here. But usually our hot weather will come in right before monsoon season, and the wind changes directions. It usually brings cooler temperatures, but brings that moisture in here. And we'll get, and I know the Midwest people are going to say, or the Southern people are going to say, you're a bunch of sissies.
Well, la-de frickin' da!
But it brings in humidity above 40%. But when you get into the hundreds, it's pretty doggone hot. So your 90 days in Chicago or, you know, in Cleveland, yeah, that's hot. But when you get to be 105 and 45% humidity, it's pretty doggone hot too. But anyhow, back to our season. So officially June usually doesn't hit us until July. And then September, mid-September is usually about when it ends. So, you know, you're going to get the dust storms. You're going to get what's called a haboob come through. That moisture brings in some pretty nasty thunderstorms, some really hard driving rain. And that's when we get a lot of standing water here because our ground is so hard. But, you know, I'll give you a quick update now on what I'm doing to try and what I talked about earlier. It's going to be so hot you can fry an egg. So here you go. So here I am outside to go ahead and test it. Surface temperature of the blacktop 154 degrees. Air temperature 114. So let's see if it truly is hot enough to fry an egg. All right, we may get a little bit of an initial reaction because this egg is fresh out of the fridge. So it's going to be cold hitting some warm. The one hand crack here won't be very professional, but hey,
look at this! I just throw some eggs around! Look at me go here!
oh yeah, holy crap. Okay, well, maybe I was wrong about the crackle that I was talking about. Oh boy. Actually reacting a little stronger than I thought it was gonna. Maybe it's cheating with the cast iron, but yikes. Alright, I'm gonna check back in about 5 minutes and see where we're at.
To be continued.
So we consider this usually monsoon 100 to 105 degrees with that humidity. High humidity in the morning, burns off throughout the day, and we'll sit around the low 20s later in the day. But man, we have been hot again, 31 days over 110, reaching 118. And I mean, it's just been somewhat unbearable. And we consider this our winter here. Back home for me is Northern Ohio, where in the winter you just kind of stay in. You kind of stay in here too, but you go out to restaurants and they have the misters going, so it's not completely, you know, stay at home time, but it's doggone hot and you get that sweat going. So when they say it's a dry heat during our monsoon season, it's not always just a dry heat. So here we go, another update on the egg.
5 minutes later.
Okay, we are at 5 minutes, and man, this is gotten a lot further along than I expected. It's still not cooked all the way, but definitely getting there. Yeah, I'm shocked. Not seeing any burn, but yeah, I think in another 5 minutes we may be completely cooked. 31 days again crushes a record from 1974, and it was 14 consecutive days, I believe, which is nothing in comparison to what we've had. So we had a storm roll in the afterwards, so it dropped the temperature, and you're going to say, wow, if you're coming from somewhere else it's a little more mild, dropped the temperature to 106. But then we're starting to build that moisture back up, and it's going to be 110, over 110 again today. So I mean, it is hot. I won't say unbearable, because you kind of get used to it after living here for a year, but it is doggone hot. And golf course behind me, I know you can't see it, but nobody out there playing. Typically you'll get some lower fees and people will be out playing, but right now it's just unbearable as far as the humidity and actually doing some kind of exercise. So all right, one more update. Here you go.
Much later.
Okay, we are at 10 minutes and it looks like it is progressing. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can flip it.
Sticking a little, obviously. Did put some oil in there. You can tell it's not quite solid, so may not be able to flip it. It hasn't cooked all the way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to flip this sucker. So it hasn't cooked all the way. You can see it's still a little raw. I'll come back in about 15 more minutes, see where we're at, but it's definitely progressing. Around September is when we start to drop, and humidity will come down. In our 118, you'll hear people saying in Arizona, maybe the only place, oh, it's only 106 today. Oh, it's only 108 today. It feels a lot different because of the rest of the humidity. But I'm going to be coming to you again, you know, one more update here at the end with the egg, but my information is going to be at the end of the video. If you have any questions, again, about anything Greater Phoenix, eat, sleep, drink, work, play, I've got your back. Give me a call, send me a text, anything. So look forward to speaking to you, and we'll see you again in about a week.
A few moments later.
Okay, we are actually at 30 minutes because it didn't look like there was much of a change from the last time. And I'm going to go ahead and check it. I'm telling you, this thing is cooked. It's unbelievable. It's stuck too. It's oil in here, but it's still not 100% cooked. Holy crap, look at that. So that's pretty amazing. So I did read somewhere it takes 155 degrees to cook an egg. So I took a surface temperature of just the surface itself, and it was 153. So I'm sure this cast iron is probably raising it up once this oil gets hot and everything. But there you go, 30 minutes in the Arizona heat, you can cook an egg. So Mythbusters.